Hello, I want to make another recording sitting in the polytunnel. It's actually quite cold and I'm freezing, but I have a hat on and I will see if this works. I was just thinking that I'm kind of having difficulties getting back into my work and recording episodes. Now I decided to be really honest about my experience with this, because I think it's something that can happen to lots of people, especially if you have many interests and if you find it really hard to stay committed to something and you want to make something happen, but you might always see something different, shiny object syndrome, and you get distracted, or you kind of feel you might stop moving forward because you have self-doubt. Or it might even feel too easy. Whatever it is, there are things that might make us abandon our plans, even if they were great in the beginning. And so I think one of the reasons why I decided to change my plan with the Art of Ease again and go back to the Wild Cherry Farm podcast is because I try to come across more professional than I feel comfortable with. So I wanted to niche down and I wanted to become an expert in something and decide what my topic is. And when I started doing this, first it felt really interesting and good. And especially with AI and the help of ChatGPT, I felt like I was able to create much smoother scripts, even though the ideas were my own. So I had ideas for my podcast episodes, but I recorded my ideas. But then I went back to ChatGPT and showed it my text and asked it to improve it. But and then something strange happened, because first I was flattered and I was thinking, ooh, that sounds great. This sounds really polished and professional, and I'm just going to read this, and so I will have endless topics now and endless content. And I know many people probably do this, and it's okay. You have to make your own decisions about this. But for me, it felt very, it didn't feel authentic anymore. And when I came back from my holidays in Portugal, and I listened to my pre-recorded episodes that I wanted to publish every week, I noticed that I didn't like the sound of them anymore. They didn't sound like me. And since I didn't really like them, I don't really know if anyone else would. Maybe they would, but even if somebody else liked it, it just wouldn't be sustainable for me to keep going like this and feel good about it. So I went back to the drawing board thinking, what is it really that I want to do here? Why am I doing this? I know that I want to have an online business and earn money with this, but earning money can be done in an easier way if I just find a job and I get paid for the work that I'm doing. So there's something else I want out of this. I suppose I want to be creative. I want to use my creativity, but I could even do that in my spare time. I could have a creative hobby and be creative. So I think there's another wish, a wish of being real and authentic in the world and actually inspire people and encourage people. I'm not sure that I want to do this with content written by a computer, even if the ideas are my own. If I have to polish them too much and change them too much to actually be able to put them out there into the world, I don't really enjoy doing it anymore, because it means that I don't accept myself the way I am right now and the way I show up in the world right now. And I think the more we have AI in the world, and I actually love AI, I'm not against it. I love it as a tool. But the more it's there, I think the more we want this human connection as well. And I think that's what I want to give. I want to use AI as a tool to help me with certain boring business tasks, maybe even Pinterest descriptions with lots of keywords and things like this, That's okay. I'm going to use it for that because it just makes my life easier and there's no reason not to use it. But the real content, the podcast episodes, the blog posts, the YouTube videos, I think I want to create them just being myself and talking to you like I do today. And that might not always be perfect and polished, and I didn't even have a plan of what I wanted to say today. Maybe not everyone will resonate with that either, and that's fine. But it has to feel good for me. I have to feel good about it, or else there's no point in doing it. So I think that's the point I wanted to make. And yeah, and then I actually have something else. I was writing something earlier on when I sat down and I wanted to get back into work, and I couldn't really, I felt really stuck. So I started scrolling and watching videos and doing all these things that people do when they procrastinate. And then I was thinking, no, stop. I have to actually sit down and create something because I know that's the cure for feeling stuck. And I sat down and I just started writing and let the words flow out. And I didn't even want to use this at all for anything because I think it's good if you allow yourself to just create something for the sake of creating and playing around. And you should do this all the time, every day, without having to produce anything useful that you want to use for anything. But because it's so suitable for today's episode, I decided to read what I wrote this morning in all its messiness. And so I have my idea book here with me, and I wrote, am I blocked, or what is it? I want to create something, but I can't. Is it a survival pattern, like procrastination? I don't create because I'm protecting myself. From what? From being vulnerable, from getting hurt. If I don't create, I feel safe because nobody can judge me and I can't mess things up. I'm staying here in my safe bubble, doing nothing of importance, just random stuff that keeps me safe. But rather than judging myself for being stuck and afraid and wanting to be safe, I can choose to be gentle. I can support myself through this process, allowing myself to feel all the emotions, the insecurities, and fear. I can be sad and angry and helpless, and then I can pick up a pen or a brush or my camera, and I can create something anyway. Just for myself, just for fun, or just to get back into the habit of creating. Play around with something without having a goal, just for the sake of healing. And after I wrote this, I actually liked it, and that's why I wanted to read it to you. And so I hope you got something out of this today. And if you feel stuck, that you just allow yourself to play and produce something without judgment, and just be very gentle with yourself if you do feel afraid, if you do want to procrastinate and you want to just stay stuck because it just feels like the safest thing to do. I can definitely understand that because that's how I'm feeling right now. But after doing this, after writing this morning, and after even recording and talking about this, I just feel I actually have created something again. So the only way out of the stuckness is just to keep going and to do something and just take one step forward. It doesn't have to be something that you use. Just take one step forward and then another one and another one. Small steps, small gentle steps. So good luck, and let me know in the comments what you think about this. I would love to connect with you in some way and hear what you think about this. Thanks for listening. Bye.